We want to talk about stabilization. How do you make something like this not feel like you're in an earthquake when you're not going down the road? So that's what we're going to get into. Stick with us.
Alright, so we just literally dropped the camper off. Nothing is kind of working right now. I know you see some braces behind us. We'll get into that in a little bit. But what we wanted to do is we just want to do a push test where we just push on the side of the rig, front and back, so you guys can see how much movement actually goes on with nothing touching the ground except the stabilizers. Now our stabilizers, we do have snap pads on them. They're rubberized, so we do feel that that has helped a little bit.
We'll go ahead and get that push test started for you. Alright, so the first thing we do to stop a little bit of the shifting of the rig is put X-Chocks on. This is actually the X-Chock brand. We've had these for over 2 years using these. As you can see, they're pretty dirty. We just got this new pair from Ultrafab. The difference for me that I like the most is the handle. This handle is only bolted at the top, and as you can see, this one's really deformed from where when I tighten it, it twists, where this one's bolted on both sides, so it's not going to twist on me. And then the Ultrafab has a locking mechanism. You can put a lock on it and nobody can steal them. This is a little more pricey than this. They work fantastic of relieving the forward to back motion of the rig when somebody's walking around inside. So I'm going to go ahead and use these again, and we're going to get them put on.
All right, before Mike installs these chocks, he's going to do a push on this. So go ahead, Mike. So you can see the tires still move a little bit.
Before I get this installed, every one of these X-Chock type systems will come with this type of tool. It works both directions, forward, or you just flip a switch, reverse. But I prefer to use just a simple little impact right angle because it lets me get in here easier. And there we go. That one's in there good and tight.
Now that Mike has the X-Chocks on both sides, we're going to do the front and back test one more time just to see.
Ready?
Yep. Alright, so this really took all that play out of the front and back motion.
So to eliminate the side to side, you've seen these guys on a lot of fifth wheels. I don't know if they work. We're going to try it and find out. And also then afterwards we got the front X brace that we had installed for MORRIDE. We know how that works. What we're going to do is we're going to do our push test again from the side, see how it moves, and then we're going to tighten this up and see if it takes it away. Alright, so we put this Kingpin tripod up. Got it tight. Let's see if it takes out the swing. Alright, before we do this, I just do want to make one caveat with this. Because I have a pull right hitch and I have an adapter on there with a ball, that's meant to go over the Kingpin. So it may, I don't know how it's going to work, and it may be the adapter if it doesn't work. So let's check it out.
The reason why we're doing this is because a lot of people complain about the movements. Mike is a very early riser, so when he gets up and when he gets on the back side of the tires from the bedroom, all that motion, I feel it when I'm in bed. So it does wake me up or keeps me awake when he gets up. So we're trying to find solutions that will take a lot of this movement out.
Well, that early in the morning, I can't tiptoe. I'm like a bull in a china shop. Till my bones start working.
So we have multiple solutions here. This is the smaller version. I think this holds like 1,200 pounds.
Yeah.
We did remove it because the next test we're going to do is we want to do the More Ride, what we got installed last weekend from them, and just showing you the difference on those as well.
And one thing, this weighs about 30 pounds, I'm going to guess. I haven't weighed it, but it also is going to take up a lot of storage space. Not that it's bad. Actually, I was very surprised at how this worked.
Yeah.
Because it took out a lot of that side to side. I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah,
so,
and it collapses pretty small too, so
yeah,
it's not like it takes up a ton of room.
You just take this out, these arms will collapse down, or you don't have to take it out. And that's about as small as it gets though, right there. Now the other issue is we are on a bit of a downhill slope to the rear, so the front end is really far down.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't fit underneath, it doesn't matter, it doesn't work. Where these fit no matter where you are, these X braces. So we're going to get those going next. All right, so the next product we're going to show is the MORryde X brace stabilizers. Now we did have these installed at MORryde. This is all I have to store right here. So what you do is the X braces are on, you take your pen, you line up some holes on here and just pin them. We'll get this one pinned right here. I pre-lined the holes up just so it wouldn't be something you guys had to deal with. All right, so now that they're pinned, all right, so the front rotates to the rear, and it should only take a couple turns till you feel it get tight. So right there, I'm feeling it tight already. And then we just rotate the rear forward until it gets tight. Right there, I can feel it getting tight. That's good, that's all you do. Now let's do the push test again. All right, time for the push test. Muscle up here. Alright, so the last piece of equipment we got was the rear X brace stabilizers. They go on really simple, they go right into your jack. So let's get them installed. So part of the reason to have these on the rear, with our rig we have electric jacks, and our rear jacks are right behind the tire, so it leaves a good 10 feet of space behind them where it gives us a lot of motion back here. So the front takes out a lot. This, working with the front, takes out about 95% of the motion. So I'm going to show you how they work. All right, so once they're pinned, use this tie down strap. You hook it to the legs on both sides, and then basically you're just going to pull those legs together. Until they're not moving at all. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of a push test now. The ground is really soft. Lifers, these are the tools we're going to use to stabilize our rig so it doesn't feel like an earthquake in there when I'm roaming around in the morning. Like we say at Those Who Glamp Together, there's no wrong way to do this. Pick what works for you. If you want one of these products, Joni will link these down below. Pick what works for you. And if it works for you, fantastic. If you like this, make some comments below, and happy glamping.